Guedes deciding if he wants to get a little out of line here with the 5-3. Got that nice momentum from that pot 1 against Adrian.
One last question from YouTube. Zephyr LM says, what are the payouts and when is the next pay jump? The payouts are the amount of money you get from finishing a certain place in the tournament, and the next pay jump will be later today.
All in call. The Jack 9 suited, 14 big blinds.
Thank you for your question.
And this is why you shove these kind of hands in Mateos' spot, because, yeah, sometimes you are going to get called, but boy, daddy, are you live. Yesterday we saw that limp fold on around 12 big blinds with a Jack 9 off, and we remarked as the opponent at A7 that's why you got to shove it. Realize your equity. They're not always going to have an ace. This time they did.
Novak, 57% likely to survive and double up. Ace, king, queen. Still looking likely to survive and double up. 83% likely now.
Yeah, one of the 10s folded, so just 3 of those puppies out there. Mateos wants to spike it, or this will be...
You know what's crazy is earlier, 3 10s were out, and then the 4th one turned up on the board.
Really?
Yeah, like someone had a pair of 10s, and another person had ace 10, and then there was a 10 on the turn.
Oh my god, I didn't know that was allowed.
It's so crazy. River. Oh my goodness. I was just talking about that. I was just talking about a 10 hitting, and then it just hit there.
Yeah.
Brutal River. Actions folded around to Buenos Dias, Adrian.
40. 6 raised. 42,000.
Dealers, if you have 2 players on off, please prepare that. Players will restart in 1 minute.
Makes it 40K. Flushy, King Jack suited in the big blind. Is this a shove?
All going in.
Or
It's a shove. It's a shove.
Why not just see if you flop a little equity?
Because you still have fold equity and you're ahead of the range of Mateos.
That's right. Okay, that's right. You are ahead of Mateos' range.
Yeah, and sometimes you get called by ace 9 and you win a flip and then you're back, baby. Or you just call the 20K and what? Flop comes queen jack 2 and you just win a small pot? Come on.
Well,
Snarp called.
Flushy has been called. Beloved member of the community versus perennial killer
49 call on free two.
versus former champ in this very spot.
New blind levels, small blind 300, big blind ante 600. Big in the middle, please.
Flushy sweating it big time, hence the
Ooh.
headband. Wow.
Whoa.
Nicholas Tomb goes from 6 outs to 10 outs.
Would love to have seen a diamond, though. Those 2 clubs are also a bit problematic for Tomb. The colors are on his side.
Turn is finally a diamond, too late. Flushy needs to hit one of 10 outs on the
I'm
river.
gonna use my Professor X powers to tap into the future, the past.
Ace, king, jack,
No,
9.
That's the king. It doesn't help that Mateos is also sharing all the straight outs. It's actually the worst hand you could have. And there's the ace anyway.
Flushy, rivers, Broadway. Double up, Nicholas Tomb.
Come on, say something cute. Just the nuts.
Yeah, I don't think he's really the type. Flushy might be the only person in the world who won $1 million in the last 2 years that everyone is still rooting for.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Good question here from Jose. Uh-oh, we've got ace-king suited. We'll get to Jose in a second. Guedes. Under the gun, ace-king suited.
I think we should probably expect to see a flat from Dan Smith here. The other avenue I guess he could explore would be to, I don't know, what? 3-bet to induce a light 4-bet. It's just not really how you want to play pocket eights. So it's just going to call. And Tomb looks a little interested. But that is a bad read for me.
Sibba check.
Am I the only
Ace-7.
one that really wants to do the maze on his face right now?
Oh, yeah.
Where should we start, and where are we going to?
That's probably one of the edges
Let's
that we
start.
can't see.
Yeah, okay.
I guess maybe right there under his right nostril, there's a little opening.
Yeah.
Okay. A7 folds.
Okay.
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Yeah, everybody.
And look at Dan Smith. What a genius.
Mom, warm up the car. I'm not saying I'm going home, but I'm saying there's a chance. I guess you don't warm up cars here, really. We do that in Canada when it's, you know. You don't do it in LA, really,
I think
too,
it works
either.
as a reference.
885.
No, if you warm up your car in LA, you get accused of destroying the planet.
Oh,
Mulling.
woke them up.
You count the
Matt
first one.
Gallone is all in with 2 jacks. Great ace. That's an ISO, looks like.
Yeah, Dan's done with these old
With these old snowmen's,
num-nums.
which coincidentally would be a thing of the past because of climate change.
It's true.
Hashtag woke 'em up.
Sorry to get political on you here, this level, you guys, with the annihilation thing and
Hashtag politics. Sorry for getting ool. Dan.
I think,
Fold.
yeah,
There we
Dan
go.
knows better, but it is closer than you think. You know, if he had 9s or 10s, he might have to just get
Tougher.
brave.
Tougher.
But it's going to find a fold, and we got a big old flip.
Macquillan, the
Holds my
effective stack,
Worst. Nines.
like a 401k versus a Roth IRA. One of these two things has a slight mathematical advantage. King high flop jacks cracked.
And Guedes giving the dealer a quick glance of, don't you dare.
Leave that there.
You keep it like this. If you put a jack on that turn card, I'm only going to have 2 million chips.
Macquillan needs to hit a blackjack.
Just shrinking up into his
One card
Real
to
Madrid sweater.
come. One card to come. 6 means Macquillan will be heading for the exit. 4. Folds. Wolfgang. Ooh, giving it a think.
Oh,
well,
gee, stop the presses.
welcome to the table.
Well,
Look, and he's taking so long that Dan's gotten bored. Had to look at his hand. He had to do
this
something
is
in the
pretty absurd if
meantime.
you think he just happens to come to the feature and then he gets aces first hand. I mean, there's some ammo for the Reddit threads. Oh, he's using the banks.
Wow. Dan's not having this. Dan's just like, come on, dude. We know. Give us a shout out in chat if you're a part of the gang gang. Are you in gang gang?
I want to, yeah. I think the time bank, it was a bit outrageous. Oh, don't do it again. Oh my God, Dan!
Ooh.
Dan, you're making my day here with the smirk. He's just like, Dan's ready to fold jacks here.
I mean, Alex in chat says, Wolfgang never takes this long. Why would he start now? I gotta know what Dan folded. Ace queen suited.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Flushy's like, well, if he did it.
I like how he's tied his little string there.
Smart.
Sweater, right?
Smart. Tibbet check. King 9 off on the button.
3 times. 4 times. Thank you.
All that song and dance, and all you get is a complete in the big blind.
5 times.
No way.
That's how he was trying to get those minutes. Wow.
What?
Not even a complete in the big
Nice
blind.
trick, bro.
What's that?
Nice trick.
Ha!
That's trick.
Just kidding, for time being.
Oh, he
I don't know,
got
it's a
called
TV
out.
time. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here for. You know,
Oh,
sitting between two legends. You know, it's like
Good
Make sure
excuse,
they
good excuse.
zoom in.
Believable-ish.
Wow,
Yeah.
they're really calling him out for it. Like, we know you had aces, bro.
Nicholas Tomb. Ace 10 under the gun. Does have enough big blinds now that doesn't have to be all in anymore. And ace 10 under the gun with 30 big blinds. Can you just let it go? Can you just fold? Full 8-handed? All the good players still to act?
You can. I think this is
I've
going to
sensed
be
a butt
pretty.
coming.
I think it's going to be pretty split. I think you can just take these blockers and just try to acquire some chips. I think your under the gun raises on this stack size is going to get some respect, but
let me guess that.
you have ultimate non-position as the aggressor, and
And I mean, when you
it's
talk,
just going to be
it's very
tough to
obvious, but
continue if these, you know,
I would have guessed like if you're
any of
from
these
the-
players
I was
3-bet you or
thinking
even
the US,
flat
I
you.
guess, And then, yeah, I was thinking maybe like Portland or maybe Venice Beach. Or
You know, so far this is a great example of why you want to raise
Not
these
Miami
hands
Beach, yeah.
a percentage of the
Canada.
time,
He has the German complexion like me.
because it's a
Part
good
German.
spot to acquire some chips. And
Small blind, big
oftentimes
blind.
people won't get good hands when you get.
This is the hand.
Ace 10 is going to be the best hand dealt a decent amount of the time, even 8-handed, but not a huge percentage of the time.
Wolfgang with the worst ace in the small blind. Just 15 bigs.
Yeah, this is
Gonna complete.
this isn't good. I think this is just a bit of a cash game leak here. 15 big blinds with ace deuce blind on blind. You just need to shove and acquire these chips. You need to get that 40,000 from Dan Smith here. And I expect this is something that a lot of cash game players who haven't studied or played a lot of tournaments would how they would play this. And now Dan is going to. The only way this kind of works out is that if it induces
You're
a
trapping, right?
a light raise if you're trapping, but it's not the kind of hand you want to trap
Right.
with, right?
I certainly can.
But this could work if Wolfgang has this in him, where this was his plan, where he was limp folding to a shove or he was limp shoving against a raise, then this is great. But if he decides to limp call or limp fold here, this is just not how you should play this hand.
I'm just having time bank flashbacks now.
I mean, it's not an easy thing to do. Like, we can see the cards. We know that this would be great if Wolfgang shoves, but you're in Wolfgang's, you know, shoes here. You're thinking, do I want to shove ace deuce after someone raises with thousands of people watching online?
Clear all in.
Nice.
Nice.
Badass.
Oh,
Badass play, and actually made 40,000 more chips than I would have. So all the credit as he gives one for the camera. I'm really happy to see that from Alexander Wolfgang, to see that he has that gear, that he's prepared to, you know, make a very difficult move.
Wolfgang
So,
gets that
Team
through.
Wolfgang.
Yo, speaking of Team Wolfgang, so Wolfgang is a cash game player, lives in Dallas now, owns a bit of a card room in the Dallas
Very
area
cool.
called The Fort. And I was chatting with him last night, and I think I'm going to do a little comedy show meetup game
No way.
at his card room in June.
I'm in.
July 1st. July 1st, I think.
Let's do it.
28th, 29th, I'm in Austin. Yeah. The 30th. The 30th of June, I think we're going to shoot for. Sunday. So if anyone's in the Dallas area, do a little poker and comedy.
That's great.
RNROS says, I'd pay to be at that game. Well, that's great because you'll have to. That's how it works.
Wakil. Will kill or be killed? Pocket aces.
Is this for the watch or the time bank? The watch. Yeah, give me the watch.
There is 120,000.
Cool little pyramid there.
5 bucks.
Griffin, put it away.
120. Thank you.
That was actually me zipping up. It's been down this whole time.
Nope.
7,000.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
1-6.
Oh,
is just-
That's just not right.
This is just...
You never like to see the hero fall. But Dan Smith is probably not going to win this hand.
Dan Smith, like I said, I might have to get this in now just in case he goes broke here. Not only just a poker hero, but does sort of deserve the hero title for his charitable efforts.
Yeah.
So he is all in, unfortunately, with ace-king offsuit. 2 flush draws.
Yeah, just a spade and 2 clubs folded. Tomb doing his balanced timing thing, which nobody has any time for right now.
Call. No balance there. None needed. Dan Smith in big, big trouble. Gonna have to lay. Maybe the worst beat you can lay on a person is ace-king into aces. I did it once in a 5K. Kitty
No, you
Quo.
didn't.
Kitty Quo flushed out on her.
Really? Your
Yep.
ace king to her aces?
Yep. I had ace-king suited, though, at least, but...
Let's at least get like a queen jack 2 spade board. That's a good start. That's not.
Not great.
Opportunities.
Yeah, we're looking for a queen or a jack on the turn.
Or a 9 or a 7, or Dan is going to have to pack his bags.
Yikes.
And then
Good game, King Dan. They can take your chips, but they can't take your kingness. Griffin.
And with Mateos folding the small, action will be on Wolfgang in the big.
What you got? What you got?
King Jack of clubs.
Oh, James, this could be dangerous. It's a great squeeze spot. He's got a perfect stack that he can just ship here. If he can get it past the initial razor, which will be quite wide, and convince the dealer button to fold, he picks up a huge pot at non-showdown. Plus, if he gets called by 9s or similar, he's going to be flipping. And it looks like he's taken the advice. He's going to go for it. He will have to contend with at least one of these hands, though, James. There's no chance he's getting both players to fold.
445. 445 cost. Call. 4 call.
Jamil Wakil calls with the ace queen, and now Geddes is like, oh, what am I meant to do?
Did you see the look on his face? He's like, this is nasty. I didn't think I'd have to do this. So it might just be verse 1, James. Does get his... I mean, if he's reacting already, I assume he's already made up his mind, James. You can't shake his head and then decide to go all in, or it looks really weird. He's doing it again.
And if you call, you're kind of playing your card face up for
Yeah,
the
you're-
rest of the hand.
wow, guys, this is a big spot here for me. You're ahead, but I have stuff.
You do have live cards.
He's got stuff. Can we get a bang for
Is it better for
Wolfgang?
you if I sit down or stand up's fine? Okay.
Meanwhile, we've just dropped down
Come on,
to 26
poker gods.
players.
We had pair.
Not like this, not like this.
I know.
Will
Hey,
this flop
wanna see
be
something
good for
cool?
poker, James?
Heidelberg.
Very nice.
Heidelberg. Come on, for Heidelberg. Let's go.
Vamos. I can't throw.
Wolfgang at risk and currently behind.
too many.
Yeah.
Jack on the flop. But 6 outs for Jamil Wakil. Wolfgang needing to fade aces and queens. Turn card, 3 of clubs. So same outs for Wakil, same cards that Wolfgang Poker has to fade to survive.
Is the river good for poker?
It can't be an ace or a queen. The river is good for poker.
Go! That's so good for poker.
There it is.
That's so good for poker.
What did I
Where's
say?
Kanit? Mustafa, is he still here?
Bang, bang.
Is Mustafa still in or no? Mustafa Kanit? He's the only guy that likes when I say that.
Did he just call Mustafa a nit?
Thank you, thank you. For Heidelberg right there. Let's go. Needed that. I was on life support.
Nice double up.
And 25 left now? We lost 2 people and they weren't me? They must have been playing bad.
Yeah, we just heard Wolfgang talking about
And I got
Mustafa
100K
Kanit. And the reason why
new
he
life.
couldn't see him out in the field
New
is
life.
that Mustafa has
What a
just
spot.
been eliminated. He bluffed the river and got called by a flush. So we just lost a player in 26th, and now we've lost Mustafa Kanit. Sorry, we lost a player in 27th, and now we just lost Mustafa Kanit in 26th. So we're now at 25 players, and we are 1 away from the redraw.
Kenny's going on a little run. Oh. Gonna run into Wolfgang. Starts the hand with 25 bigs.
I would really like to see a shove from Wolfgang here.
Doesn't seem to be his style.
It doesn't seem to be his style. I think, you know, 3-bet calling is a bit too sort of ambitious, and 3-bet folding is a no-no. So he's going to play it the way that he's been playing this entire tournament, which is a much more sort of call-y than normal. You're now allowing Wakil to come in with the very live 10-9, and you're kind of hoping that you just flop better than these players. And having said all that, quite frankly, you know, Wolfgang is going to play the way that has gotten him this far. And it's certainly more of a cash game style, but it's certainly one that can survive. And if he flops well here, it's going to be a nice push in the right direction.
I'm not sure we can count this as flopping well.
Well, he's, I would say, technically flopped best.
Yeah.
But with the 1 card exposed, actually, knowing Kenjic, especially with that 5-4 hand, he's going to have a lot of, he's going to have all the King 9 and Queen 9 suiteds here.
5-bet, 30,000.
Yeah, for 30,000, Wolfgang's got to be very happy to flick in just a single big blind. You're not going to come to this party and not at least stay past the first cocktail. We kill with a bit of an interesting spot. You know, you are drawing to a straight, but it might not be good if you hit with the ace-10 combos and the potential boats. So I think that's some fair discipline. A little annoying because it's just so cheap, but it's just the right play.
King on the turn. Wolfgang now ahead of pocket 9s.
Yeah, and also, you know, Kenjic could have just been putting out that 1 blind as sort of like a prayer with the 9-8 or 9-7 of spades as well.
What about Queen 9 of spades, though?
Will probably be played as a check. All of his queen combos now.
Check. Oh. River's a jack. Is that? No, it's just a pair of jacks for Wolfgang.
But if Kendrick does have the 9-10, has now technically gone ahead of Wolfgang.
Not
Here's
so
a question for
technically,
you, if you remember.
Assuredly.
Did Wakil have the 10 of spades?
I think he did.
Okay, because he had 10-9 off, but they were black. So the 9 of club, yeah. So I don't think Kendrick can really have 9-10. I don't think he's opening the 9-10 off at the hijack, but I also was surprised to see the 5-4 suited called.
Wolfgang checks. Not a...
Now, is that puzzled look like, now can I get ace high to fold? Or is this the look of someone that's saying, do I need to value bet queen 9?
I do think that this puzzled look is...
Or do I just shut down with the 9-8, whatever?
Is too much of a look,
Yeah,
to get away with much here.
Oh, wants to show it, which means it might be ace 9.
Oh, it was
9-10
9-10.
off! He did have it in his range!
Ta-ta! Was 7-5 apart.
It's funny that you just did that because that's a big sort of like meme within the Montreal Canadiens. There's a player named Tatar, T-A-T-A-R, and there was a fan at one point, the camera came on him and he went, Tatar! And it became like how everyone calls him now.
It's just a name you want to say with
Yeah,
some power.
yeah, Tatar!
Wolfgang again with ace-jack. 23
Oh.
big blinds to start the hand and folds.
No.
You know what? Every time he's done something like this, the flop comes like king, king, 10. And I know that's not an excuse. It's just...
Yeah, but it's irrelevant
Look,
because he could have shoved.
Griffin.
He's not calling the all-in with
Griffin.
king 10.
Griffin.
No.
Griffin, I'm telling you.
Stop.
This kid is a genius. This kid is a savant.
You're so results-oriented, and so is everyone else on the
Then
internet.
why do we keep track of nothing but results? There isn't a Hendon mob for who played the best. It's the Hendon mob for who had the most results.
So, listen, I know we're all fixated on the fact that Wolfgang made
This
this
kid-
brilliant ace-jack fold, but let's also focus on the
This
fact
kid will tell you the time
that
and place of your death.
Adrian Mateos has flopped a flush draw and is elected to play it aggressively, which is quite fun against the portion of Joskin's range that doesn't include trips. Is going to get called. Ooh, we saw a rare gulp from the Spaniard.
Mateos catches an 8.
Yeah, mostly irrelevant to hand strength. I mean, sometimes I guess your opponent can have ace 10 of clubs or something calling the raise, and now you've jumped ahead, but he knows he's not going to fold out a jack. And the quick check back from Choskin. And now Mateos might think, hey, if this guy has a super strong hand pre-flop like ace-jack, maybe I've just gotten there. Do I want to maybe put out a little baby bet to try to get value? Or what do I do?
Sure, if he wants to take the coward's way out.
I think he's going to bet 85,000.
Too good. 35.
Shows what I know.
Wait, didn't you say 35,000?
Yeah, I did. I said 85.
Nice. No, it's okay.
Oh, I just pretend that I
Yeah,
said
yeah.
35.
Just go with it.
Our mic's on.
6 right.
Mhm.
250.
But you're whispering.
Yeah.
I could hear you.
Okay.
As to be expected, Chowskin putting in a raise with these 3 kings. Oh boy. Tails not quite ready to be done with this hand.
Yeah, I don't think he's thinking about some crazy sort of get him to fold a king kind of move. I mean, it's one of the best in the world, so it's hard to really predict what's going through his head. But maybe he's thinking, okay, What if this guy had 2 10s or something like that? Maybe wouldn't have bet the flop though. Oh my God, he did call. What if he has ace? No, he folded. What if he has ace 5 of hearts? Maybe he'll raise bluff, right?
He called his cards into the muck.
Yes.
Back to the feature table. Action folded to top after Docherty opened under the gun with ace 10. Queen Jack is the Frenchman's hand.
I mean, he knows he hasn't got many more to wait, but like facing an under the gun raise, you're often dominated with this hand. He'd rather get it in first.
Is there immediate ladders to be had too right now? Like if Wolfgang goes first, where are we at?
Yeah, we're on the jump.
Okay.
Yeah, we've mentioned it.
He looks like he's really considering it, but I think he's going to fold. I mean, it's horrible because, you know, the next 2 or 3 hands he gets might not be anything like that good. But, you know, you're often crushed against an under the gun raiser. He's never getting a fold out of anybody, so I think he's just taking his sweet time. Wolfgang does have only 5 big blinds, and he's aware of that as well.
Okay, so let's see what Wolfgang has. He is in the hyper danger zone right now. And he's got ace 6.
Oh, that's even a tougher decision.
Man, we saw Wolfgang all in for his tournament life, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 times over the last few days. And he has survived all of them.
I think it's going in.
It is.
There it goes. And yeah, I mean, the thing is, he's more likely to be ahead of some hands. You know, he can be ahead against the Queen Jacks, the King Queens, all those sort of things. And there's no point in him waiting. Now Mateos on the big blind.
I don't think he's going to be able to help.
The trouble is that the action's open. He doesn't close the action by calling.
So
otherwise he would have done.
Docherty makes the call. It's a domination situation. Wolfgang Poker at risk and behind.
Good luck, my friend.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It was fun.
Uh-oh, he sounds resigned.
You know all the tricks anyway.
Getting
Might be your
yourself
first
that
EPT,
additional
but you know what you're doing in
King
an all-in
Queens, just have
situation.
King Queen suited at one time. There's so many people watching right now.
Just the 3 of us.
And the old 6.
I don't have a backpack with me, so I'm drawing thin here. You just gave yourself 3 more outs.
If it does come a 6, we know a 10's gone.
Oh, no 6 on the flop. And those are Wolfgang's 3 outs.
And having low cards there below the 10 doesn't help Wolfgang's chances at all either.
Not good.
Split possibilities are very limited now.
King
That's
on
a
the
good card
turn.
for you.
What do I need?
Pinch out.
What do I need? 8 or a 3?
Yeah.
Or a 6?
Or a 6. You want all of it.
I get emotional just because I had fun.
Yeah, the split possibilities just went right up with the king coming.
Yeah,
It's like the best 4 days.
8s,
Aw.
6s and 3s save him.
6 is what he really wants to see.
Well, there's a jack on the river, the 10 plays, and we see Wolfgang Poker eliminated in 18th place.
Yeah, nice play, me, man.
I think he's legit emotional right now.
Yeah, I'll come back. Nice to meet you.
This was Wolfgang's first ever EPT. He cashed it. He made day 4.
Thank you.
Made the final 3 tables, exits in 18th place for 35,100 euros. His biggest live result to date.
And the happiest man at the table is Nathan Tetart.
Yeah.
Because he just jumped and now, you know, he's the shackles are off him. We'll see him ramming those 10 bigs in pretty soon, I think.
I got to tell you, to see someone care this much is good for poker.